Hi everyone, welcome to Knowledge Center. Today let us discuss how to write a program for subtracting two 8-bit numbers in microcontroller 8051. So here I have taken one question related to subtraction. Subtract the bytes in internal RAM 34, which is stored at 34H and 35H. Store the results in register R5, that is lower byte should be stored at R5, and R6, there I should get a higher byte. So before taking up the program, let us understand how actually the subtraction instruction will work in microcontroller. So we have an instruction for subtraction SUB followed with the source, comma, destination. So here the source has to be the accumulator. So we can take example like this, SUB A, comma, this can be a register, indirect register, or a number, whatever it is. Okay. So now I can take it like this. If I write it like this, at R0 is holding a address. At that R0, whatever the data you give, that will be subtracted with A. So this is concept. Now one thing we need to understand here, that is which flag is going to affect once if I execute the subtraction instruction. So the carry flag will get affected. Here we use that carry flag as a borrow flag. Okay. So borrow flag, that carry flag will be affected and we call it as a borrow if you use it as a subtraction. Even auxiliary carry will get affected. Overflow flag will get affected. So these are the flags which are going to get affected once we execute the subtraction. Now let's see how to write a program to subtract. Okay. So according to this question, I hope this is clear. If it is clear for you, just press the like button here. And also you can put a comment whether you understood or not. So put it in a comment box. Okay. So now the question says that there are two data which you need to subtract. And where do we have the data? The data is at 34H and 35H. So say this is 34H, the internal memory, and this is 35H. Here I should give two data. I should enter two inputs. And those two has to be separated. And the result has to be stored at R5, that is in register bank. In main registers you can check R5. There I should get the lower byte, and in R6 I should get a higher byte. Okay. So first at 34H we need to give some data, and at 35H we need to give another data. So let us give the data later. First let us start writing program. So every program which should be started with the origin. So org 0000H. Next, what you need to do here is, they have mentioned clearly that these are the locations where I should give the data. So what I do now, I will assign this to one register. Okay, let me assign this to a register called R0. So to assign that, I use an instruction called move R0 hash 34H. This is an immediate addressing mode. When I write 34 here after this pound sign, you will get that into a R0. So R0 is assigned as 34H. Okay. So we know that first data is at that 34H. For subtraction, I should have accumulator as one source, and next time we can have any other register. So one data should be there in accumulator, the other data has to be in register. So first let me take this into accumulator. So how to take that into accumulator? Write a move instruction. Move A, comma, at R0. Here it should be very clear for you guys that why I use that at R0. You cannot use just R0 here. See, if you use R0, what happens, I'll tell you. This is not, it will not give an error. Here what happens, if I write move A, comma, R0, I'll tell you what happens at A. What we get at A is, what is the value of R0 now? R0 is assigned as 34. So that 34 will be given to A. So A will be 34. I don't want 34. This is the address. In question it is clearly mentioned that the data is stored at 34, right? So here you should give some input. Let me give 32. That is the data, right? So 32 is the data. I want this into accumulator. I don't want 34. So if you write like this, you get 34, means you get the address into accumulator. So what you need to do? You should write like this. This is called indirect register addressing mode. If you write move A, comma, at R0, then what happens? It will go to R0. R0 is 34. At R0, what do you have? At 34, what do you have? This number. So that number will be taken and copied in A. So according to this, we get now the first data. You will get the first data. Let me take the next data and give it as 12. Okay. So first data I got it. Next data where do we have? We have it at 35. So what we can do? I need to move to this number. So I'll just increment this R0. Let me do it like this. Increment R0. So if you do this, R0 is going to become 35. So R0 is pointing towards this address 35. At R0 what do you have now? 12, the second number. Okay. So first number is at accumulator and second number is at R0. This is. So we have it. Just we can subtract it. So before subtracting, one more interesting point I will tell you. Here they have mentioned that the result has to be stored in R5 and R6. So when we subtract, you get the result. You may get carry sometimes or borrow. You may get borrow sometimes. Okay. So I use this R6 to mention the borrow. If borrow is not there, let me put it 0. If there is a borrow, then I will make it, I will give some other number into that. Okay. So indicate that borrow, I use this R6. So first I will allocate that R6 as 0. First let me make it as 0. I will enter that R6 as 0. If there is no borrow, it will remain same 0, 0. If there is a borrow, it will be changed. Okay. So to identify that borrow, I am using this line. Right. I hope this is up to this. I just allocated the data here. So definition and allocation has been done. Now let's start the logic. So I got the first data in accumulator. This is there in accumulator now, right? And at R0 you have this data. So that I can use those two to subtract. So I will write subtract sub a comma at R0. So what happens now? What is a? A is having 32 minus what is at R0? R0 is having 12. Actually R0 is having 35, but at R0 I have 12. So second data, so it will be subtracted, and you get the result as 20. And this result will be stored in accumulator by default. So as I told you in the previous video, if you do any arithmetic operation, the results will be stored in accumulator. So this 8-bit data will be stored in accumulator. So according to this question, the data has to be stored in R5 and R6. So in R5 what should be there? Lower byte. So lower byte is this. Higher byte means if it is a 16-bit data, then you used to get a higher byte. But here you won't get 16-bit data. Okay. When you subtract two 8-bit numbers, you will get the 8-bit number only. But when you add a 2 8-bit number, then there is a possibility of getting 16-bit number. Okay. But here we won't get 16-bit number. We get an 8-bit number only. Just put this number into R5. So where do we have the answer? We have answer at A. We need to put it into R5. So before doing that, you need to check for borrow. If there is a borrow. So borrow is nothing but we have only one flag, that is carry. That carry is just I am naming it as a borrow here. Okay. So you need to check for carry. If there is a carry, then decrement this R6 and indicate it as FF. Okay. So if there is no carry, what I need to do? I need to keep that R6 as 0, 0 as it is. And I just need to put this into accumulator. So I will put a condition now. If there is no carry, down. I'll just write a label and let me write it here. I'll come here, down. So what you need to do is there is no carry. No carry means let that R6 be 0 only. So here it will be 0. Already I have assigned it. R6 as 0, 0. So it will be 0, 0 only. Okay. Already it has been assigned. Now what you need to do? Just put this answer into R5. So how to put that? Answer is at accumulator. So what we can do? Move the content of accumulator to R5. So I can write it as move R5, comma A. So let me erase this portion. So what happened now? Move R5, comma A. So accumulator is having 20 and that will be given to R5. So at R5 I am going to get 20. That is the answer. Okay. This is what the answer is. Now we can just stop it. After that we got the result. Let me stop it. SJMP. Write stop. Here itself I will write the label stop. End. So this is what is going to happen if there is no carry. But if there is a carry, what has to be done? If there is a carry, this R6 should not be 0. Just we need to indicate that there is a borrow. So what we'll do, if there is a carry, it will come out of this. If there is no carry, it will jump here directly. It will just store that result here and stop. If there is no carry, but if there is a carry, it will come for the next line. The next line is, here what you can write, decrement on R6. I'll just decrement R6 So R6 will become 0 minus 1. It will be FF. So here we will get FF. If there is no carry, if there is a carry, you will get FF. And then it will go for this line. Move that content of accumulator to R5. It will be moved here and stop. Okay. So this 2 line is just to check whether there is a borrow or not. So according to this concept, if there is no borrow, it will be 0 in R6. If there is a borrow, then we decrement it and we will make it as FF. So if you get FF, you understand that there is a borrow. If it is 0, 0, it will be clear for you that there is no borrow. Okay. So this is how we can write the program. I hope this is clear for you. If it is clear, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you can get the notifications of the new videos. Thank you.